Hello everybody, welcome to Crafty Soup. My name is Misty. I'm here to share my wrap-up video for January to go over the projects that I created. And this month I actually got extra stuff done off camera, so there is some new stuff to look at. I also have some projects that I can't share just yet, so you'll see those in February. But for now, let's go ahead and dive into what I've created for January of 2026. All right, I will go ahead and leave myself up on screen as we walk through. I have done quite a bit of things this time around, so let's start with the layouts because I was pretty proud of myself for getting extra layouts done this month. It's been a while since I've done layouts off camera, so that was kind of nice. This one was done on camera and it was for the Counterfeit Kit Challenge design team, and I was talking about how I want to, and I actually did go to a book club, and hopefully I can stick with it. I figured out how to get the books in time because I'm a slow reader, and that way I can read the book and actually be prepared for book club. So I went to one, and I plan on going again next month. Let's see, this one was also for the Counterfeit Kit Challenge, and this I documented a trip that my husband and I took for our 30th anniversary. And this one is up on my channel, so it shows you how I altered up this title to make it just what I wanted it to be. And then I really love using photo grids and then numbering the grids and matching that up with hidden journaling. And this is a particularly long bit of hidden journaling. And I tend to be wordy, so it works for me to have lots of space to write. And these are companion pages. Let's, I guess, look at one at a time. So it's not like a double page spread, but they're all related. So kind of is a double page spread also, and they have their own journaling tabs as well. I was excited to use this paper. I created this mixed media paper for a different scrapbooking kit months ago. I can't even remember when, and I never used it that month, so I just stuck it back in my stash. This one came out in my January counterfeit kit, and I really wanted to use this one, and I put it in my kit very specifically for this photo. When we got our kittens about a year and a half ago, our old man cat did not like them, and there were a lot of death matches in my house. But we've gotten to the point where they tolerate each other, or old man tolerates the kittens anyway. The kittens love each other very much, and I never thought I would ever have them all three on my lap at the same time, but miracles happen, right? So that was that one. This one I created very recently for the Counterfeit Kit team. Again, that's a lot of the layouts that I do, that and my Scrap Happy team. This one is using scraps, so I was excited to create little banner pieces with my scraps and kind of fill in a grid, and I really like, I think that should be a pattern paper, if I do say so myself, so I really liked that one. And of course I forgot to add glue to all of my old finicky American crafts items. I've learned mostly to add glue to these things as I go, but every once in a while, oh, I don't know where that was, we'll just stick it right there. Every once in a while I forget. Makes me wonder if I forgot more glue on these ones. All right, this one. Oh friends, I bought this piece of pattern paper at my local scrapbook store, local-ish scrapbook store, and I absolutely loved it. When I bought it, I had no idea what I would do with it because it is so bold and bright and not something I ordinarily use, but I did it. I got it in there, and I took some pictures from a vacation to Lake Tahoe, and I cut them down into circles so that they could fill in more of the empty space among the flowers. And a title that has the word beauty in it goes well with this paper, and then my journaling goes all the way around the edge so that I didn't have to take up any space of this gorgeous paper. And there we go. That is my layouts for January. Like I said, there are a few things that I can't share yet because of design team work, and you'll see those next month. Okay, I've got a stack of cards going on here also. I'm trying to figure out where to start. Let's start with these three. Actually, this one was just a piece I was messing around with and playing with, and it will get, or maybe not, it may not get a sentiment on it, and it will be sent off to the Cards for Kindness donation group, who will use these cards to get out to organizations that need them. And they often ask for cards with no sentiment on them because then they're more flexible for the different organizations. So I'm okay with leaving a sentiment off of that. They do like to have envelopes, which I will add to these before I ship them out. These all three were made with my December Spellbinders hot foil, and I got the press plate kit of the month. Usually I only get the hot foil. In December I got the press plate also. In January, they've discontinued the hot foil, and now they only have a press plate, which they call the press and foil plate because you can do both. At any rate, these products were made with the December 2 products. So this one was technically the hot foil plate, and this one was technically the press plate, but I reversed those two, and I used this one as the foil and that one to press. So there you go. And if you need any inspiration for Valentine's Day, there's a little bit of inspo for you. Hopefully I will have a specific Valentine's video come out. This one, I took the leftover foil from doing this foiled heart, and I glued it behind a die cut "Thanks very much" sentiment. And that adds a little bit of pop of color and texture, and then I kept everything really basic, layered tone on tone. So again, I used this one to impress with no ink. So there are those cards. These ones I all did on camera, and these are pretty simple, but sometimes you just need to do that. And they kind of focus, each card kind of focuses on one interesting technique. So they are simple, yes, but hopefully you at least get one technique out of things. So this one was using the January foil and press plate of the month, and it is this pretty greeting card style. I plan on like cutting down sections of this to use as embellishments for scrapbooking. And for this technique, I just did some highlight ink blending. So very simple technique, but an effective way to add just little pops of color to a busy image. This one is the same plate, but instead of foiling, I did the press plate with multiple inkings. So I've got diagonal purple, orange, and blue. And this technique that I wanted to show off is a little bit of, I don't know what the technique would be called, a little bit of a reveal, because you can see some of that cardstock behind. So that is that one. Let's see, I'll do this one next. This one was using the leftover foil from the first one, and I'm still getting used to, I had to replace my foil machine because it died, and I'm still getting used to the new foil machine because they were different brands, and they work a little bit differently. So mostly this is about using the reverse foil, but also I added just a couple pieces of hand stitching on there. So if hand sewing stresses you out, you can add just a couple of little bits and add some pizzazz without too much effort. This one was my favorite technique. This was hot foiling on vellum. I had wanted to do this earlier in the month, but I didn't get to it. So for this video, I finally made it happen. And oh, I've got it. I've got it tacked closed. Because vellum is see-through, you can create a card that has a hidden element inside. and my hidden element is on the simple side, but it's very pretty. And I really liked the Spellbinders product this month because they had this kind of snarky little sentiment, "You're the one I want to annoy forever," and that's kind of the sense of humor my husband and I have. So that will be his Valentine's Day card this year. This card I made for the let me try that again. This one I made for my brand new subscription to the Altenew Mini Delight kit. And so it's a small stamp and die set that coordinate. And I had fun getting my kit and playing with it. And this one features, let's see if I can get the camera, there we go. It features a little bit of that highlight ink blending in yellow with adding a ground of ink blending to an object that might otherwise feel like it's floating. So that is grounding the image, and then I added this peekaboo window where you can see a little bit of stuff happening, but when you open it up you get the full effect of what's going on inside. So that was the Altenew one. We'll go ahead and do these two next. So I have 2 live streams going on my channel from now on. And the first one is the Spellbinders Advent Crafty Calendar. And I'm calling it Advent All Year because we're going to use those products and create with it all throughout 2026. And even if you want to join us and you don't have those products, you can substitute with whatever you have in your stash. It is a craft along, so if you want to craft along with us, that is live, and I will link you up to the description down below on the timing of that. But this was the sample I made for the live, and it's got some pretty glitter paste on this one, and this was the one I made live, and I used that paste over the different color. So here you can see the deep teal. On this one I put the paste over the deep teal, so it has a lighter and brighter feel to it. Not that I did it on purpose, it was an accident, but that's how live crafting goes. All right, this one is my second live project of the month, and this is my Mystery Box Makes video series. And what happens with this one is it's like the Chopped Cooking Show where you open up the mystery basket of ingredients and cook up a project. Well, I cook up a crafty project, and the mystery ingredients this time were, I've got it setting off to the side, that's why I'm looking that way. We had this stencil set that I did not know how it worked when I opened it up, and I figured out that each stencil is its own image, and there's multiple layers to each image, and these are intended to work with a stamp, which I researched after the live was over because some of the little images didn't make a lot of sense, and that's because they have stamped outlines and things. So a mystery stencil set. This is toner printed sheets for the hot foil machine, and I cut them down and just used them as leaves for backing my focal image. And then also the third mystery ingredient was pattern paper, which had 2 sides to it, and I ended up using the floral. So it was a very floral inspired crafting time, and these are the lives are available on replay if you want to go check them out after the fact. That's always fun. Oh, I played with the stencils after the live was over to try and figure out how they went together, and with this one I added some of my own pin work to kind of make up for where the stamp would otherwise go. And then finally, as much as I love sharing, I also love learning, so I'm always involved in some kind of class of my own that I do on the side, and the class that I'm taking this time is Blending Boot Camp from Scrapbook and Cards Today magazine, who is no longer a magazine, they are just online events now. And they are doing all about blending, which I feel pretty comfortable with. But here's the thing, I take a lot of classes, one, because I like to hang out with other crazy paper people. And two, I always learn something new. It might be a little bit of something, but there's always some little tidbit of knowledge that I caught, and this time I caught a good one, so I'm still glad I took the class. So week one of the class was to do a gradient blend from dark to light without getting any harsh lines, and to make that blend very smooth from dark to light. This one was kind of a highlight stencil blend where you get the softness in the middle and then harder edges around the side, and we did accomplish that with the multiple colors. And then this one was a true blend where you merge one color into another color. So I've got a little bit of that orange going on in between my red and yellow. So these cards will also go off to that Cards for Kindness organization, and they were requesting cards to cheer up kids because they work with a lot of foster care programs and they need a lot of cards for those programs. So that is very important to me, and these will go off to that organization so those kids can know, even though we're strangers, that people care. So that is what I have got made for January of 2026. I think it was a pretty productive month for me. So I will pop back over here to the full screen and say thank you so much for watching. I hope you got something interesting out of seeing my projects this month, and that you'll go check out my other videos on my channel. I will be back tomorrow on the 1st for a brand new scrapbook kit build. And then on the 4th, I will create some of my own products to go with that kit. And that is my monthly make series. So I hope you will join me for those coming up. And until then, I hope you have an artful day.